This is the first edition of Election Watch for the year 2023, and it's coming to you from Voice of Nigeria. In just over a month, Nigerians from all walks of life will go to the polls to elect new leaders. This edition will examine the security dynamics that could shape the 2023 elections, and we will be speaking to Nigeria's former Inspector General of Police, Dr. Solomon Arase. But first, let's check out some key happenings on the political front. Political parties and their candidates have stepped up their campaigns as well as engagements to tighten all loose ends and brighten their election chances. The Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi, and the presidential candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, were guests of Chatham House in London.
First question is, how do you deal with the legislators, considering that Labour Party is probably not in control of the legislative arm of the government? Quite frankly, I have been through this as a governor. When I was elected and sworn in as the governor, I have 30 House members not from my party. In fact, nobody from my party was involved. As long as you are pursuing what is right, everybody will go with you, because the legislator is insecure in his place. He knows that his people are without job, and that's what he wants. He wants development.
In our country, we have a lot of resources, a lot of money. Anybody who says all these things we are saying are not possible, maybe he is part of the scam, or he doesn't understand. We have enough resources, we have enough manpower, we have everything that we require to ensure that each child in Nigeria goes to school. And we have done it when I had an opportunity to go to be the governor of Kano State.
Peter Obi later returned to Nigeria, visiting Niger State, Kaduna and Plateau States for campaigns. Meanwhile, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, the People's Democratic Party PDP presidential candidate, made a final pitch to the voting public of southwest Nigeria, promising a robust economic framework, security, inclusiveness, and more importantly, restructuring.
This region of the Southwest has been known to agitate for restructuring. By restructuring, we mean giving more powers or giving more autonomy to the states. Now, it is one of the 5 pillars of our program to make sure we implement restructuring, meaning that we give you more resources and more powers so that you can develop your respective zones and states.
And of course, the governing All Progressives Congress (APC), led by its presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, toured Kwara State, promising to deliver via the 3 C's: competence, capacity, and credibility. He also had a short meeting with members of the organized private sector.
I've been well exposed and well trained. I've been the treasurer of ExxonMobil. I've been trained by Deloitte and Touche. I'm different. And this is what I come to market to you today. The assurance that help is here. I will change this country. And change it for what? For progress.
And now, our main focus of the week: security. Across the national spectrum, the quest for a secure and safe environment for elections has been of great importance. This is because it is believed that the electorate would feel confident to exercise their vote, especially in the light of reforms via the Electoral Act. It has been argued that adopting a proactive, effective security strategy nationwide would help stop pre- and post-election violence, tame voter intimidation, ballot snatching, vote buying, and other vices that could compromise the entire electoral process. Dr. Solomon Arase is the former Inspector General of Police. Having been at the helm of affairs of the Nigerian police and with a rich background in policing under a democratic setting, Dr. Arase says elections serve as a mediating institutional and psychological process which helps to galvanize public action towards progress. He says there is no cause for alarm, but the authorities must prepare adequately for any unfolding security dynamic so as to ensure a safe, secure 2023 polls.
The challenges that the law enforcement usually face is before. How do you manage, their rallies? How do you make sure that the people, they conduct themselves in civilized behaviors? It is not the police that or the INEC that you have to hold responsible for electoral violence. It's usually the politicians. Then, if you now look at the challenges that they face before the elections, which is monitoring political rallies, insisting that a political party who is going to do a rally in one location, another party is not fixing their own, rally in that same location, which will always lead to, altercation between their supporters. Then during the elections, that one is a more critical one, because we are not only now looking at policing the various polling units, you are looking at protecting INEC materials, assisting INEC officials to transport those materials from one location to another, and the election officials too. How do you protect them too? And then how you do now manage, the people who are coming to vote. These are the issues that the country has been dealing with. I have been involved since I retired with conducting workshops for law enforcement officers. The first thing is that you must make the law enforcement officers to be conversant with what are the electoral laws. Like now, we have a new electoral act. Do they understand, what the role of the police is supposed to be? INEC too also have guidelines, for law enforcement officers when it comes to, dealing with issues of, elections. How far have they been able to imbibe those things? We've had off-season elections. We had in Edo, we had in Anambra, we had in Ekiti, we also had in Osun. The euphoria, that attended those things is that, the law enforcement officers, they performed very well. The new Electoral Act and the BVAS, has now taken care of, now it now says that it is not only, you have having your card, your PVS, your PVC. That is not the only issue now. Your PVC has to also match with, the BVAS. So it is not the number of voters in a polling unit that will now determine electoral victory in a political unit. It is now the number of accredited, voters in that particular unit based on the BVAS something. So which means that, the job of the police, in dealing with issues of people coming to snatch electoral boxes, has been mitigated one way or the other. So that we have to look at during the elections. Now it will no longer be fashionable for anybody to go and start carrying ballot boxes, because if you look at the Electoral Act, if you do that, the election in that area is totally voided. So it will just be a wasted effort. I think the main issue they are trying to deal with now is vote buying. You can even see now that if you watch some of these social media, you see some people giving some money and collecting people's, PVC. But if the BVAS is going to be effective, all those things they are doing, will amount to nothing. Because you cannot carry, except they have their own BVAS that they will use in doing the accreditation and all those type of things. Apart from that, it's going to be a wasted effort. So it will be okay. But as I said, there is no perfect system. Even the United States of America, that have practiced democracy for so many years. You saw what happened under Trump. When the results were being disputed, when their parliament had to be violated, those are things that you wouldn't have ever thought will ever happen in the US. We've been able to sustain it. So we just pray that we're able to do that over the years.
No doubt the excitement and anticipation is building up for the 2023 polls. You can catch up with all happenings within the Nigerian political sphere as the political season hits the home stretch. Simply like, subscribe and share this channel. Not forgetting our social media handles and website. That's www.von.gov.ng. We promise to keep you updated about the happenings in Nigeria's political scene. Till next time, it's bye for now.